Hey guys, Chaps here, and let's talk about Gears BR. Would it work? Would it be successful? Who knows, but let's break it down a bit and discuss some of my views around it. I'll start by putting my views out there plain and simple. Yes, I feel a Gears BR would be fun. Yes, I feel there's ways to make a Gears BR work. But no, I don't really feel like a Gears BR would actually accomplish what is needed. I know some of what I have to say may be an unpopular opinion. That said, I encourage you to hear me out. I pose a few questions in here, and I would really like to hear some of your answers. At the end of the day, these are my opinions, and while I'm leaning against a Gears Battle Royale, I'm not grounded in that belief. Perhaps your answers to some of my questions could help persuade me and change my mind. Okay, so with that said, let's hop into the main topic. Some may find it odd that I say that a Gears Battle Royale would be fun, but that I don't think it would be successful. I look at this from the perspective of, there's already a bunch of Battle Royale games out there, what could Gears do to make it stand out? Let's face it, Gears isn't Call of Duty. They can't just slap together a Gears BR and expect it to be an overnight success. Sure, some people may flock to it and try it out, but in order for it to be a success, it needs to retain the players for a long time. How do you do that? Well, you offer a product that's not only entertaining, but also offers up something unique that the competition doesn't. And that's the main question I have for everyone. What is it that a Gears Battle Royale could offer that makes it a unique game that people will stick with? There's a few obvious answers, but I have issues with them, so I wanted to hit on them briefly. First off, someone said the Gears lore and atmosphere. And yeah, that surely is unique, and some cool thing could be done, and the Gears fans would love it. But that's the issue. Gears fans would love it. A non-Gears fan coming over wouldn't appreciate the atmosphere and the lore to the same level that a Gears fan would, and quite honestly, I don't feel that anything could really be captivating enough to retain those players. In my mind, it needs to be something gameplay related, not just aesthetic and background. So next is probably one of the most obvious answers, and that's Gears has a unique playstyle, and I agree that it is certainly something that would make a Gears Battle Royale unique. But going back to the goal of capturing an outside audience, I feel it might fall short here. I think that you have about three main audiences. There's the people who love the Gears mechanics, you have the people who hate them, and then there's sort of that neutral camp with the people who haven't really tried it. You're simply not going to win over the people who don't like Gears gameplay. And believe me, there's a lot of people out there who dislike third-person cover-based games. The people who love it, well, I imagine many of them are already Gears fans, so yeah, you'll have those people, and you may bring in a few others. But you're also losing out on those Gears fans who purely like the PvE aspect, and even those who simply just don't like Battle Royales. That third category, the neutral people, also probably wouldn't add significantly to the player base. Sure, you'll get some to stick around, but if they're neutral about how they feel about the mechanics aren't really going to be that deciding factor for them. I could be totally off base here, but from how I see it, the Gears mechanics as your main attraction and unique experience just isn't going to cut it. You're mainly going to retain a subset of the existing Gears player base, and maybe a handful of others. Nothing near what would be needed to sustain the game. Sort of on that topic of mechanics though, who says it needs to stick with traditional Gears mechanics? Why not ground it in the Gears universe, but use different mechanics? Well, again, that would work, but what would be your player base? You need a unique experience, and simply using the Gears universe isn't going to cut it. So again, the question becomes, what is the unique experience that a Gears Battle Royale could deliver in order to grow the player base? Oh, and while we're on this topic of mechanics, I guess I'll go through the possibility of having some mixed bag type thing, like maybe keeping the Gears movement style, but changing to a different, probably more rifle-based tuning. And yeah, that'd be pretty risky in my opinion. Some would love it, I probably would love it, but when viewed by non-Gears fans, it may appear to be too Gearsy and a turnoff for them. And for the hardcore Gears fans, this change to a more rifle-based tuning may feel too not Gearsy and be a turnoff for them. So really, I feel it will struggle to bring in too many outsiders, and if anything, it could be a turnoff for some existing players. I just don't see it working out too well. Okay, so I'm going to take a break here and acknowledge something. I've mentioned all of these concepts and how I think they wouldn't turn out well. Nobody can really say for sure, I'm just not too optimistic about these things. So with that in mind, I decided, you know what, let's put this script on pause for a few days and really think about a what-if scenario. What if a Gears Battle Royale was successful? What would it look like? And what would it do for the franchise? I think the easier of these questions to answer is what would it do for the franchise? Obviously it would bring in new players. People who don't traditionally play Gears would be attracted to the franchise, and they'd be more likely to purchase future titles. Beyond that, it would provide a different experience for those wanting a break from traditional Gears. I love Gears, but occasionally I want a break. What if that break from Gears was actually another Gears title, just a different experience? So in theory, a battle royale could not only attract new people, but could also help retain the existing player base. That all sounds great, but it's easier said than done. You can't just will an overnight success into existence. So in order to create this successful battle royale, what needs to be done? In case you can't tell by now, I feel that it needs to be a unique experience, not just for Gears fans, but for people who aren't already playing Gears. I keep asking you what all of your thoughts are on this, and I'll give you some time to comment below. For my answer, I'll be putting out a video in a few days. In the days I took to think about this, I came up with one concept that I'd be pretty excited for, but honestly I'm not too optimistic. Anyways, keep a lookout for that later this week. As we wrap up here, I just wanted to recap a few of the main points. A Gears Battle Royale featuring Gears mechanics could work, sort of. I just don't think they would be able to grow the player base. The Gears BR featuring new mechanics could work, possibly better, but then I just question what is that catch in order to grow the player base. So again, I'm not saying a Gears BR couldn't work, and I'm not even saying a Gears BR wouldn't be fun. I'd probably play the crap out of it. But I'm a Gears fan, and in order for the game to be truly successful, it needs to branch out and bring in and retain new players. So once again, I'll leave you with this. What do you think a Gears Battle Royale could offer in order to provide that unique experience that will retain the existing player base, or at least most of the existing player base, and capture a new audience? For my answer, tune back in later this week for the follow-up video. If you enjoyed this, even if you may have disagreed with some of my points, please consider liking and subscribing. Thanks for watching everyone, and I will catch you next time.